Okay, so let's go. This is semi-final, best of 7. We got Melvin versus Kerpa, Squirrel, Toad, Pigeon, Falcon, Cambor against Squirrel, Toad, Falcon, Cam, Boar, Wire. It's genuinely bothering me that it's a bit off-center. Move more to the bottom. There, is that good enough? Okay, we'll fiddle with that as needs be. We've got it appearing, which is the main concern. Okay. So, luckily we didn't miss anything while that was going on. Both players are just playing, going up to double squirrels, you know, going squirrel, squirrel, cam on both sides. Nothing too fancy. They've got almost identical decks, which is odd because board decks aren't particularly common these days. Neither are Toads, actually. But I think Toad's pretty good. I think we see a good variety of stuff, I think. But we do usually get Falcon, Cam, Owl, I think is the usual. So it's just barbed wire for pigeons is the only difference. Now this is a weird map as well because all of the mills are over here. No one's got an easy expansion. They've both got a campfire, but then all their expansions are quite a way out. Quite hard to get to. Now, assuming they can secure them, then it becomes relatively even. Slightly better for Kerpa. He's got this clump of 4, as opposed to this clump of 3 with a campfire. But just generally a bit odd with the mill placement on this map. Right. So who's going to expand first? Melvin is going to expand first. Is Kerpa going to do the same? Kerpa is going to do the same. And they're sticking pretty much identical in builds at the moment. 9 squirrels, 6 toads for 3 toads and 3 pigeons. We've got 4 cams. Kerpa's got 1 more warren of squirrels gone down, but then Melvin sticks his down. So, yeah, it's almost identical. Kerpa is going for some falcons though, which gives us a bit of differentiation. Does Kerpa usually play lizards? I gotta admit, I don't know how either of these people usually play. Ah. But Melvin's gonna be the one who puts the ball down first. And given that Kerpa seems to be going for economy, this ball seems likely to get out. Especially if he doesn't scout it. And you think that here, there's a good chance he doesn't. Kerpa's going to be preoccupied scouting this mill. He's going to have to walk through quite a lot of squirrels to get to it. He can probably tank it, but no guarantee. Or maybe not. Melvin's moving his army away. Kerpa's got a chance to get in here. he does manage to just scout the boar just as it starts building. Now he does have 4 falcons, 4 cams. He puts down his own boar. I'm not sure about that. But considering a weird quirk that I wasn't expecting of the slower tier 3 build, sorry, the quicker tier 3 build times, is that it's actually semi-viable to go tier 3 to counter a tier 3. At least I've been seeing more people try it out. Because you only need to hold off, you know, the extra 45 seconds. See, Kerpa's already built, building his boar. Melvin has his ready to go, but Kerpa doesn't need to hold out too long to get that boar out as well. So, how much damage can Melvin get done here? I mean, Kerpa's army is very spread out. This is going to go very well for Melvin here. This is exactly the sort of fight a boar wants. A lot of tier 1 running at him in a straight line through a choke point. All of the tier 2 is on the other side of the map. The boar's about to come out for Kerpa. This might actually work if he can. Oh, he doesn't. He's not able to kill Melvin's boar. Can Kerpa re-rally? His chameleons all go down. His mill goes down. His boar does have a lot more health. Boar bomb doesn't quite take out Melvin's boar, and Kerpa surrenders there. I think if that boar bomb had killed Kerpa's boar, if the boars had traded, Kerpa might have been able to make a comeback there. Seeing how much damage he did to it, I think he probably could have held if he'd had all his army together, but he was so spread out. Here we go. Round 2. So, oh, I need to update the score, don't I? It's 1-0 to Melvin. I had a drug dealer named Melvin once. Wasn't his real name. It's what I called him. Alright. So, almost identical loadouts again. Squirrel, Toad, Pigeon, Falcon, Cam, Boar against Squirrel, Toad, Falcon, Cam, Boar, Mine. I mean, I'm not going to say Kerpa was winning if he killed the boar, but if the boars traded, there was only a 2-farm difference. It was theoretically possible. Okay, so map-wise, I mean, I think I like this map more for Melvin. I like having these 2 mills that seem pretty protectable. I mean, Kerpa can come around here, so they're not, you know, perfect. In general, I think Melvin has better options than Kerpa does. Kerpa's got these 2, which are pretty secure. This one, there is a 1 tile where Melvin can get up, and it's going to be very close to his expansion, so mixed feelings about that. He could just put some mines there, given that it's a 1 tile thing, but that would also make it pretty easy to mine clear. There's actually the same thing on this side, you can just about make it out. At the moment though, we're just going for the first mill. Once we start going for third mills or fourth mills, then this map starts getting a little wonky, because there become just so many avenues for attack. Like, you can go round left, centre or right, and each of those are going to be, you know, viable with their own strengths or weaknesses. There's not one which is obviously better. Okay, so Kerpa crawling a bit ahead on economy, but Melvin getting out a second Cam Warren. And he's not exactly far behind, he's only one farm behind at the moment, so feels perfectly fine. Kerpa now going for his second tier 2 Warren. Again, pretty similar build orders, except Kerpa's skimped a bit on tier 1 to get an extra few mines down. Well, I say few, a couple, 2. Exactly 2 mines. Rate the cabin on the left. I mean, it's a nice cabin. It's got like a little, got some water features, got some forests, some nice trees, a bit of a garden. But it's still on the road, so you can get in and out very easily. It's nice. Secluded, but not remote. It's just it's actually, you know, thinking about it, it's probably one of the nicer cabins I've seen. Anyway, Melvin's coming in and takes some mine hits, but does not give a shit. Once again, Kerpa's army was very spread out, and he loses 6 toads on 1 injured chameleon. That is not what he wanted his toads to be doing. And Melvin is just getting so much damage done here. Holy crap. He's killed nearly every farm. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 farms off of Kerpa's base there. That was ridiculous. Okay, Kerpa's going to come in and see if he can fix this, but his toads go down before they connect. And now Melvin's got a huge advantage. He's just won 2 fights back to back. I mean, look at the army graph there for Kerpa, it just plummets. So Melvin feels safe to go for a tier 3. I think that's a wise decision. You know, just finish him off. It's a closer. Kerpa is just trying to get as much tier 1 as he can, but I don't think it's going to work. Against 4 cams, you need more than tier 1. I don't see Kerpa winning this. Okay, Kerpa's putting in an attempt. He's coming round the left to get a good angle. The ball's already building for Melvin. The toads come in, and they do get better hits this time. The chameleons mostly go down, but there's still just so many squirrels behind it, with the pigeons healing, that Melvin's able to clear that up nice and quick. And Melvin takes a quick 2-0 lead. Okay, not looking great for Kerpa. He needs to make his comeback. Okay. Apparently Damel is predicting Kerpa to win. Kerpa going for a completely different strategy this time. So Melvin going Squirrel Pigeon, Falcon Cam, Boar Wolf against Kerpa, who's going Squirrel Pigeon, Falcon Skunk, Badger Machine Gun. So Kerpa's dropped the toads, he's dropped the cams, dropped the boar. think there's logic in taking the Badger here. It is better against the boar, it's going to be better against the cams. Melvin hasn't really taken much in the way of falcons, which the Badger's still going to be better at dealing with than the boar would be, so... Damel went for 4-1 to Melvin. Okay. So Melvin is definitely the favourite there. I didn't expect that, to be honest. But I'm out of touch a bit with Tooth and Tail at the moment. Who's the one to watch? I'm out of touch with the league of who's actually doing well. Okay. So, I'd be really interested to see Boar Wolf. We don't see that a lot, but it'd be nice to see. I think if Melvin goes for the Wolf, though, he's probably not going to bother with the Boar. He could probably get more done just going for Falcon Cam. Because Wolf Cam is ridiculously good. I think, was it Mishi who went, like, Wolf 10 cams and just utterly flattened his opponents? I forget. I know that we've seen Wolf Cam come out a couple of times and it's just been devastating. It's so hard to get. I mean, the Cam's major weakness is that their melee units, so they've got to close the distance. But it doesn't matter when they're moving. When they've got wolf buff on their speed, they close the distance almost instantly, so that weakness is virtually nullified. And then you've just got these really tanky, really hard-hitting units that move like lightning. 16 DPS, that sounds about right. Is it? I mean, I don't exactly... Isn't the wolf buff that they attack 3 times as quick? Like, cams at the moment, they do 8 damage per SWAT. Is it 2 times? I thought it was 3. Maybe it used to be 3. Getting a lot of twice in the chat. Well, we might not find out as Kerpa's coming in with some skunk squirrel and he's set to... He's going to try and end the game. He's got a good choke point to force Melvin's units through, but the cams get really good positioning on these skunks, and it looks like they're going to clear up one. They're not quite going to make the second. Okay, Kerpa response to losing that fight is to go greed. He needs to do something big. And we've got Melvin slamming down a wolf. Can Kerpa build up enough army before that wolf comes out? I don't know if he can. See, the interesting thing I think about Kerpa's deck is that he took the skunks rather than the cams. Now that feels like a weird decision when the cams have been a staple in all of Melvin's decks so far, and they've just utterly flattened Kerpa when they've come out. Now, skunks are not good against cams, so why would you take them? Kerpa trying to get out Badger, very least, that makes sense. And maybe that's the reason. Maybe Kerpa thinks the skunk synergise better with Badger. I think he saw that wolf warren. Yeah, he did. And now... Can Kerpa get this Badger up in time? It's quite a bit behind the wolf. Will it even matter? Because wolf buff cams are actually quite good at catching out Badgers. They've got enough health that they can tank the Badger's shots for a few seconds. And because they move so fast, they can actually catch the Badger out and get a hit in. And with their 16 DPS that they're doing, they kill the badger pretty quickly once they do start hitting it. Okay, the badger is going to come out. But Melvin's just sitting back and he's just going to boost his eco. He's, you know, that's fair enough. There's no real reason for him to push in at the moment. Okay, he didn't scout the badger warren. I think he might have seen the badger, I didn't know. He's decided to slam down a wolf, sorry, a boar. Kerpa does have the bigger army at the moment. And his badger is going to get some rev up. He's got a lot of falcons. He's cleared out the cams. This badger's doing some serious work here. The wolf is running out of units to buff. Badger kills the wolf and pulls away with 5 health. Now this badger's just going to sweep through. I think Kerpa's done it. I didn't expect that to work. I think Melvin didn't have all the buffs he wanted to on his units, but... Damn. That was a nice badger. I think the deciding factor must have been that the badger had time to build rev on warrens in the mill before the fight started. I mean, that's a huge deal. And it meant that the wolf buff cams suddenly, they didn't actually have time to do anything. Not to mention, there were a lot fewer wolf buff cams because the wolf was still trying to make it over from where... from where it was buffing the farms. So, both players sticking with the same deck. If Melvin wins the next 2 games, then Damil has predicted it correctly. Okay, we got Squirrel, Toad, Pigeon, Falcon, Cam, Boar. Actually, no, not the same deck. Melvin has dropped the Wolf for, I think, Toads. Either Toad or Pigeon. I can't remember which one he didn't have last time. But Kerpa is sticking with the same deck. I think if we see Melvin lose this game, perhaps he'll put in some snakes. Because snakes would be really good against Kerpa's deck. They're good against falcons, good against skunks, good against badger, good against turrets. So that's what I'd expect from Melvin. And Melvin might lose this game simply because his map is a bit worse. This is his natural expansion, but it's on the low ground outside Kerpa's expansions. So Kerpa takes his base, holds it, and he can start slamming down machine guns down here and completely block Melvin out of this base. Ooh. Kerpa was expanding, but sells. I'm curious why. Maybe because he doesn't think he had the army to hold it. It's the only reason I can think of. Okay, now he's taking it again. Oh, Melvin's selling down a lot of army. Kerpa could move in and do some serious damage here if he scouts this. But Melvin's fake rallying to keep Kerpa from moving in. And this is going to let Melvin build up his army. That's a good play by Melvin. Good bit of mind games. So Melvin is getting away with this really greedy sell. Going down to 3 squirrels. Now Kerpa's starting to get some machine guns up. Get this defense fortified. Kerpa's moving in now, but it might be a bit too late. I don't know if one machine gun's enough. That chameleon just destroys it. But Kerpa does have an extra skunk. Melvin definitely wins that fight. Kerpa, if you're trying to hold against cams with machine guns, you need 2. That's in my opinion. Yes, it generally is better for the units of tank for the MG, because the MG does better DPS than almost any other unit in the game. It's like a Falcon DPS, except it doesn't have to stop and reload. So you really want your units to be in front of it, not the other way around. And now, Melvin's coming in again when Kerpa was just off somewhere doing God knows what. And Melvin getting huge damage. Doesn't quite destroy the mill, but gets it below half health. Oh, and Melvin's sticking down a ball warren. It's well hidden. I like that Melvin's gone for the second base as well. Because it's much easier to get farms set up there. I think taking this one is still valid because it stops Kerpa from building his defences really far forward, like on the right edge of this ridge. And ooh, if Kerpa's commander had gone down there, then Melvin would have definitely moved in again. But I think Kerpa definitely needs an extra machine gun. Well, what Kerpa actually needs now is to get his badger going. He has no idea about this boar, and he's just going for more tier 1. Kerpa's scouting in completely the wrong direction. Is he going to find it? He finds it. He doesn't find the other base. He must figure that there's another base though, because Melvin, he knows that Melvin's not put farms down here. Okay, if you're Kerpa, what do you do here? He hasn't got much time. He's only got 20 seconds. He's going to slam down extra machine guns. I mean, Boar's pretty good at dealing with defensive setups. It's got a lot of health to tank with, and it does structure crit. The skunks aren't going to do much damage to the boar. And most of Kerpa's army is in tier 1. I think Kerpa might be screwed here. That's one machine gun down instantly for free. Kerpa is able to pick up one squirrel on the way back. He's losing so many squirrels. He's not close enough to actually hit the boar. He's just standing in the fire. He's too scared to move in, but he's not actually retreating. So he just loses he loses so many squirrels before the fight even starts. And I mean, it's obvious that you're going to lose there. Okay, Melvin up to match point. Couple of good attacks and a well-timed boar. I don't think the skunks are a good choice by Kerpa. I really don't. Okay, here we go. Melvin is bringing out the snakes, like I predicted. Squirrel, pigeon, falcon, cam, snake, boar against squirrel, pigeon, falcon, snake, badger, wire. So this is probably the most different the decks have actually got so far. With badger wire instead of cam boar. think Melvin's in a really good position though. Like, the Badger is going to struggle against Falcon Snake as a combo. I mean, Kerpa took cams in the first 2 games and lost badly. And he didn't take cams in the 3rd game and won. So I don't think it's right to say that the lack of cams is what's destroying him. I think it's been the lack of answers to cams. And he constantly underestimates the cams. When he goes in with his skunks and his squirrels and he's like, yeah, I'll win this fight. And then he gets crushed. Because cams are good against squirrel skunk. Not to mention, Melvin is playing really well with his chameleons. He's pulling them back when they're at low health to save them. He's getting them in good angles. He's bringing them around the skunk gas, letting them decloak right on top or in the middle of Kerpa's armies. Melvin's playing the cams very well. Now, Kerpa is very exposed to Mass Tier 1. That hasn't really been how Melvin's been going. But if he recognises that Kerpa's... I mean, Kerpa's got a lot of single target DPS. With a Falcon Snake Badger, that's a lot of heavy DPS, good at dealing with singular units, so the boar will be less of a threat, and the cams will probably be less of a threat. I feel like Kerpa's got good anti-cam in this deck at the moment. He's also got good anti-Falcon and good anti-Snake. It's just I don't think he's got good anti-Falcon and Snake at the same time. I think the synergy of them will probably overwhelm him. He's going for a quick Badger. Is Melvin going to scout this? Not yet. He's trying to bring his cams in. Oh, Kerpa! Why'd you fall for this? Come on, you had your squirrels here. You saw him come in. You saw him rally. I mean, Kerpa's still got the Badger going. He's still on an even economy because he was so greedy over here. Now, Melvin does have a Snake Warren coming up. Badger's already building though. And one Snake Warren shouldn't be a well microed Badger. Especially not with this level of backup. Okay, Melvin. Still not scouting the Badger. He's going to move down here. No, no, he's still not scouted it. Oh, wait, he has? When? When did he do that? He must have seen it from the high ground when he came down here. Okay, the Badger is out. Kerpa can't afford to hold back here. The army is pretty even. He's going straight in. The Badger's not revved up. The cams go down pretty quickly, but this Badger's getting so isolated. Oh, that was not a well microed Badger. Again, Melvinfro gets his cams in really good positions. He's got those cams right on the skunks. And now Kerpa's just going to get swallowed up by all the squirrels. Now Kerpa's falling into the hole we saw coming earlier where he's got no anti-tier 1. I think Kerpa fell into a trap of getting too many farms down. Once he put the Badger down, he kept putting down farms when really he just needed more pigeons and more squirrels. This is looking like a win for Melvin. Kerpa's got a second Badger on the way. but Melvin's got a much better setup to deal with it, and he already dealt with the first one pretty easily. And oh, Kerpa's gonna lose this mill. Get knocked into starvation. Oh, not quite. But he's basically got to win with this army. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that. The Badger goes down again. Kerpa's got nothing. And Melvin takes it with a pretty solid 4-1 in under an hour. Jesus. So, apparently we've only got the one game today.